Low-cost carrier MYAirline announced in the early hours that it is suspending its flight operations effective immediately, just 10 months after it commenced operations in December 2022. This makes it the first Malaysia-based airline to collapse post-pandemic, even as the industry recovers after COVID-19. In a statement, the airline said that it had come to this extremely painful decision as a result of significant financial pressures that made it necessary to suspend operations pending shareholder restructuring and recapitalization of the airline. The board of directors said they deeply regret and apologize for having to make this decision, understanding the impact it will have on its loyal passengers, dedicated employees and partners. They added that they had worked tirelessly to explore various partnership and capital raising options, only to eventually run out of time. The board comprises MYAirline co-founder and major shareholder Dato' Alan Goh Huan Hua, his son Sean Goh Zhe-Han, co-founder and ex-CEO Rainer Teo Keng Hock, former Civil Aviation Department of Malaysia DG Dato' Sri Azharuddin Abdul Rahman, former Malaysia Airports Holdings COO Dato' Abdul Hamid Muhammad Ali, and Trillion Cove Holdings Director Jyothi Prakash Murugan. Teo, who had helmed the airline since its inception, stepped down on Sunday, citing health considerations. In recent weeks, the rumour mill had gone into overdrive that MYAirline was hitting serious turbulence following allegations of unpaid staff wages, late payment of services providers' dues, and difficulty in raising funds for new aircraft leases. Once the news broke, MAHB said that it has deployed its resources at relevant airports within its network to extend all possible assistance to stranded MYAirline passengers. It said that currently the situation at the affected airports is under control. According to MAHB, operational data shows that up till October 12th, a total of 39 flights servicing local destinations and one international route to the Don Muang International Airport in Bangkok, as well as about 5,000 passengers, are affected. Regulator, the Malaysian Aviation Commission, said it has put in place dedicated hotlines and channels to assist consumers affected by the abrupt suspension of MYAirline's flights. MAVCOM says it is also currently investigating the airline, adding that it stands firm that MYAirline is still liable to refund consumers who have purchased tickets but are unable to travel. All quarters are advising passengers with tickets on MYAirline who are not yet at the airport to not go to the airport and instead explore flight alternatives from other carriers. Batik Air, AirAsia and Malaysia Airlines have all stepped in to offer special assistance to any affected passengers through a mixture of various fare options and discounts, with the national carrier inviting the management of MYAirline to work together in reallocating their passengers on Malaysia Airlines flights. The Attorney General's Chambers has rejected Goldman Sachs Group's claim that Putrajaya has breached the $3.9 billion settlement agreement in relation to the Wall Street Bank's role in the 1MDB scandal. In a statement, the AGC said Goldman Sachs' claims mischaracterizes the conduct of the government. The AGC, on behalf of the government of Malaysia, said it will prepare its response within the confines of the law and reiterates that the interest of the Malaysian people is paramount. Goldman Sachs sued the Malaysian government in the London Court of International Arbitration for violating its obligation to appropriately credit assets against the guarantee provided by the bank in its settlement agreement and to recover other assets, a spokesperson told Reuters. Meanwhile, 1MDB Task Force Asset Recovery Chairman Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani called the suit premature and without due consideration of necessary prerequisites. He said the parties are still in the middle of amicable good faith discussions following 4 extensions granted by the government to Goldman Sachs to settle the dispute. The interim payment is part of a $1.4 billion asset recovery guarantee by Goldman Sachs, which together with a $2.5 billion cash payment forms the settlement agreement signed on August 18th, 2020. Under the agreement, if the government of Malaysia did not recover the sum of $500 million by August 18, 2022, Goldman Sachs would be required to pay $250 million as interim payment to the government of Malaysia. Johari said Goldman Sachs' action of initiating arbitration proceedings also appears to be an attempt to detract and divert attention away from the bank's obligation to adhere to the interim payment under the settlement agreement. IJM Corp announced that its wholly owned subsidiary, IJM Construction, has accepted a 1.1 billion contract from Malaysia Rapid Transit System for the construction of an immigration, customs and quarantine complex for the Johor Bahru Singapore Rapid Transit System Link in Putrajaya, Johor. IJM Construction had signed a letter of acceptance in respect of the proposed design, construction and completion of packages 2A and 2B of the ICQC project, which is part of the JB-Singapore RTS Link project. The award also includes a 155 million provisional sum. IJM says that the RTS Link project is expected to contribute to its future earnings, barring any unforeseen circumstances. The RTS Link is expected to pull in 35% of the 350,000 people who travel across the Johor Causeway daily. The 4-kilometre RTS Link will cross the Straits of Johor, linking the Bukit Jagar station in JB to the RTS Link Woodlands North station in Singapore. The RTS Link is expected to be completed by December 2026. K&M Group and its indirect wholly owned subsidiaries Deutsche K&M and Borsig have sued Flavio Porro and Terence Tan Kun Ping after K&M called off the disposal of Borsig to Vorsprung Industries for 220.8 million euros in December 2022. In a Boss filing, K&M said the plaintiffs filed the writ action against the duo, who were former executive directors of the group, at the Kuala Lumpur High Court on Wednesday. The plaintiffs are seeking for the defendants to pay 3.44 million euros or any other sum determined by the court within 14 days of the date of the order. In the event that the defendants fail to pay up, the plaintiffs are seeking for their assets and properties to be traced and paid to them in lieu of the amount initially sought. Porro is also part of a group of individuals who have been proposed to replace the current board of directors, which include K&M's chairman and largest shareholder, Tunku Datuk Yaakob Khaira. An EGM to replace the directors was applied for by German billionaire Andreas Hischen, who had recently upped his stake in the company to 8.249% after acquiring another 0.336% on the open market. The matter is now fixed for case management on October 25, 2023. New Ace market entrant SSF Home Group ended its maiden trading day at 26.5 cent, which is 1.5 cent or 6% higher than its initial public offering price of 25 cent. It was the third most actively traded stock on the bourse, with over 148.3 million shares changing hands. Post-listing, SSF Home says that it is planning to open 18 new retail stores in the next 3 years, according to its executive director and deputy CEO, Lok Kok Kong. This will raise its total store count from 41 to 59. He says that of those 18 new outlets, 3 are in Selangor and Kuala Lumpur, 7 in Kedah, Penang and Perak, 6 in Negeri Sembilan, Malacca and Johor, with the 2 remaining stores earmarked for East Malaysia. With Bank Negara keeping the key interest rate at 3%, Lok expects positive growth for the home furnishing retail sector, with the increasing adoption of smart technologies in home furnishing, as well as better prospects in the local property market. SSF Home, which raised a total of 50 million from its IPO, is principally involved in the retailing of furniture, home decor and home living products via its retail and online channels.